Do you feel that? Do you feel that heaviness become emptiness? It's sort of weird that a few moments ago we felt this heaviness, and then it turned into emptiness, and then into confusion. Confused onto why this space that once felt heavy now feels empty. And at first, the first emotion that arose was confusion, frustration, anger. It feels like we've been following the right rhythm. We feel this rhythm, this drum inside of us that keeps us going towards what we love and what we want. And it feels like it was slowly just thump, thump, thump. And then it just started sounding like Jumanji, whenever, like that heartbeat, that dun 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 dun. It's like the closer you got, the faster the drumming got, the stronger the thumping, the drumming got. And then you finally got there and everything went quiet. And you were trying to figure out why this quietness is here. And you've always been told that it's always quiet before a storm. And I truly believe that to be true. But not every storm is destructive. And if it's destructive, it just meant that the foundation just wasn't set properly, or the foundation just was not strong enough. It wasn't it. And at the moment, I feel a lot of destruction in my own life. And it's not even a bad destruction. It's just like I knew these things were going to be crumbling. I knew this foundation wasn't strong enough. I could see it a mile away. So it felt like I was ready, and I kept getting this feeling of jump. And I kept feeling like, what am I jumping for? Like, am I jumping towards something? Am I jumping on to the other side? But it felt like as soon as I heard jump, I jumped, and it seemed like everything just crumbled away underneath me. And instead of it just randomly falling and me falling without even knowing, I jumped and I looked down and I was like, there was something to land on just a little bit ago. And then it was just like this huge empty pit, right? And I just started falling. And it kind of looked and felt like I was falling into my darkness again, right? And so it felt like for a moment there, I was just like fighting so hard to not fall through this pit, because I just didn't know where it went. I didn't know where it was going. And the first thing that I thought of was Alice in Wonderland, whenever she just falls into that hole and goes into this new world. You know, that's sort of how I felt, because it was like this inner knowing of there's no going back. Like, how did I know that if I stayed on the, on this foundation, if I stayed on there, would it have crumbled away? Or was it waiting for me to jump? I have no idea. Like, I don't know if it was like, if you jump, this is a signal that you can hear us, that you can hear this inner voice of truth, that you can hear and feel this voice over all of the noise and over all of these limitations, all of these fears, and that you basically tell yourself, like, there is a lot of things here that are unknown. And the first vision, the first thing that comes to mind is Frozen 2, when Elsa goes too far. And she basically throws this symbol of ice right above, and right after she did that, the floor, the platform that she was on, completely collapses, and she falls into the ocean. And it's just waves and waves of just hitting and chaos. That's sort of kind of the way I felt. I fell, and it just felt like I just wanted to shut everything off, right? And just be like, I don't want to feel this, I don't want to think about this. Because every single time this happens, it feels like I was almost there, right? I almost had, the foundation was there, the foundation was built, and it felt like you missed, But the thing is that I know, I have this deep inner knowing that I didn't miss anything and I didn't mess up, I was just rebuilding this foundation with limitations still in place. With thinking, without knowing who I was building this foundation. Thinking that I knew who I was, who I thought people wanted me to be. And I couldn't let go of these versions of me. I kept looking through these versions of me and just being like, well, I want to be this version of myself all of the time, because it seems like everyone gets along with this version. Everyone likes her. Everyone says really good things about this version of myself. So I'm going to throw all of these different versions of myself, out. I'm going to let them go. But I'm going to keep this one, without even realizing that I was still I wasn't carrying luggages, right? Boxes of limitations. But I was still holding on to things that could not come with me. And I kept getting that signal of, you've got to let it go. You have to let it go. And I was like, I can't let it go. I can't let it go. And it felt like either my higher self, universe was like, okay, well, just set it down and jump. And it was just like, okay, well, I trust you, I'm gonna set it down and jump. And as soon as I set this down, right, and I jumped, it felt like, oh, well, there it goes, it's gone. And it just felt like things were crumbling down. Like I was like, how am I going to face people now? How am I going to look at other people in the face and say, like, I have all of this inner knowing and inner wisdom, but I have no idea who I am? And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, I am the sower of love. I sow love into I sow love into everything that I love and that I enjoy. Like everything that I do, I'm planting and sowing love in everything. And I was like, I am love. I kept thinking that I have to limit myself. I have to hide myself away from the people that I love, because there's this small fear, this small voice of fear, always speaking to me and always just being like, yeah, they're nice to you now, but just wait. And I would always be like, what is going on? Like, I'm loving this person with everything inside of me, not because of what they can bring to the table or what they can provide to me, I'm loving this person because that's who I am. I'm just so loving that that's who I want to be. And I don't ever want to betray myself and ever say, like, well, let's not love as deeply this time because this person may hurt you. Or this person may do something to you. And I'm like, I'm going to love so deeply no matter what, because I trust and I know that the universe will only bring me people in my life that truly deserve my love, that truly deserve the love that I have to give. And I'm truly convinced that every single person that I have encountered, that I have met, has truly needed my love. Even if they weren't aware of it, even if they didn't accept it, even if they weren't like, I'm worthy of this love, I still planted that love in them. And I said, in my head and my heart, I was just like, it's okay if you can't accept it now, but once you start watering this plant on your own with your own thoughts, this plant of pure love is going to start growing, because I had people in my life that thought that, no one's going to love me the way that you love me. No one's going to bring that love to the table the way that you do, And I've had a couple of people like hold so tightly to me, right? And I'm just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, you don't have to hold so tightly. Like, I'm here. I see you. I see the fear. I feel your pain. But you're limiting me. I am this beautiful, huge, giant tree, right? That has rooted myself so deeply and so beautifully that there is no reason to hold on so tightly to me. Like, I'm showing you this love that I'm giving you and that I'm showing you. It's not temporary. I'm just showing you what you deserve. I'm showing you that this is the love that you truly deserve. Even if you can't see it yet. And I'm hoping that one day you can see that this love, right, that has been given to you, by the universe, by Gaia, by nature spirits, by the people all around you, that this love is what you've always deserved. And if you notice that, if you start noticing, like, hey, some people that I have in my life aren't loving me, why are you accepting that? That's the question. Is if they're not loving you, why are you accepting it? Like, let's dig a little deeper here, you know? Let's just dive deep, okay? So, if you're ready to dive deep, go ahead and start taking some breaths with me. And if you're not, then let's pause the video and catch up next time. But right now, let's just take a few deep breaths. So let's truly ask ourselves, is the love around me real? But how would I know if the love around me is real? When you have nothing to provide to the people around you, when you have nothing to give, nothing to say, do they still love you? For a moment, just think about yourself. When you truly do not feel like doing something, when you truly do not feel like doing something, truly, when in your body you feel, this is not what I want to do, this is not where I want to be, that's the first step. That's the first step. Saying, I don't want to be here. This is not the love I want to accept. And I hope you're ready, because we're diving deep and the storm is coming. Things will start crumbling. You will start asking yourself more and more questions. Things will start to unravel. As soon as you pull one of the strings, everything starts to unravel. So the question is, are you ready to keep pulling the strings, to keep asking questions, to keep unraveling everything until it all falls apart? Are you ready? Are you truly open and ready to let everything arise, everything come to the surface, and look at it? Are you ready to stop distracting yourself? Are you ready to say you're not good enough, you're not strong enough for something? Are you ready to stop saying you don't know who you are? You don't know who you are now because you've let go of other people's limitations. You've let go of other people's expectations of you. So now everything is empty. There's nothing around. All you have to do is sit still. Stop fighting. Stop fighting the storm. Stop fighting the waves. Stop fighting these thoughts. Stop fighting. And sit still. Once you sit still, you'll start to understand that you're not alone. You'll look around and you'll start saying, like, I've never been alone. And I'm not talking about physical help. I'm not talking about the people you can see. I'm talking about the things you can feel. And yes, it's so beautiful to be able to see the love and the help. And you can see it if you let yourself. But you gotta feel it first. You gotta acknowledge that there is so much help on the other side. You have to acknowledge that there's no way that it's just us. When we're alone and in quietness, there's no way it's just us. There's no way. Are your walls strong enough to survive the storm? Are you strong enough to survive the storm? Are you strong enough to survive this chaos? Are you strong enough to survive this noise? Are you strong enough? Good. You've continued. You've stayed. You're ready to acknowledge all of these thoughts Acknowledge all of these thoughts, all of these feelings coming and arising. It's time. It's time to acknowledge them. It's time to acknowledge that you are not alone. You have been feeling the messages. You have been seeing the signs. Now open your eyes and see what's in front of you. What's inside of you. What is inside? I am creating this space for messages to come through. Messages that you need to hear. Things that have been hidden are now in the light. It feels like you have fallen through this dark pit. Oh, but the truth is you're more in the light than you've ever been. The light is exposing everything here. Nothing can survive if it is not good for you. Nothing can thrive. Nothing can root itself inside of you if it is not for the best intention. If it is not for your highest good. Nothing can be planted, nothing can be rooted if it is not for your highest good. Accept that. Nothing can be planted if it is not for your highest good. And if anything is planted here, if anything has been set in here that does not have your best intention in mind, it is crumbling away. This storm is washing it away. Nothing can survive this storm if it does not have your best intentions. believe in you. I know that you will choose you. Things have been so chaotic, so loud, so heavy. But even through the storm, you chose you. Even through the storm, you chose to come back to you. Even though things were arising, you wanted to shut everything off. You still chose you. Do you understand how powerful you are? And how much strength it takes to choose you? Even though you feel the storm coming, you walk straight into it. You walk straight into the storm with nothing. But you know deep down inside that you're not alone. So what is there to fear? If you have forces aligning everything for you, by you choosing yourself, you acknowledge and you say, I can't see what you see, but I trust. I trust that this is the right path because of the storm. Because if I was going the wrong way, nothing would stop me. But as there is a storm coming, there is something stopping me, so that means I'm closer than I think. When things get heavy, when things get loud, when things get chaotic, when things feel unknown, it's because you're going the right way. You're going deeper than you believe. You are unraveling something they did not want you to unravel. But once you pull that string, there is no going back. Things will start unraveling without you even realizing it. And it's not a physical unraveling. It's an inner unraveling. You pulled out one of these thoughts and examined it, and you said, this isn't mine. And you let it go. And you didn't think that much of it at the time. But then you had another thought. and you acknowledged it. And you said, this isn't mine. I don't believe that. And you let it go. And without you even realizing it, these voices came. These voices got louder and louder and louder and louder. And then out of nowhere, it got quiet. The quiet before the storm. You sat in this room and thought it was empty. When in reality, it was just waiting for you to fill it up with things that you love. You thought you were supposed to jump from one place to another. You kept telling yourself, what if I don't make it? And the universe literally started laughing. And asking you, what are you talking about? What if you don't make it? Honey, there's a bridge. All you have to do is keep walking. All you have to do is choose to keep going. Because there's no going back. Let the rain wash everything away. Let the rain cleanse you of the things you felt like you had to hold on to. Everything that is arising is being cleansed. You feel the rain cleansing you. You feel everything just floating away. Things being struck down that no longer serve you. enough, and proving yourself time and time again. Remember that I'm always here. I love you. I love you so much. And I see all your pain. I see everything that you're worried about. You don't see what I see. I see the other side. I see what's waiting for you. I see all of the miracles that are waiting for you. Spirit is always speaking to you. Can you feel the light stream inside of you? Can you feel the storm passing? Can you see and feel a smile being created on your face? Can you hear it? Can you feel things changing? Can you strong or how long the storm goes, you're going to be okay. And I just wanted to celebrate you and congratulate you for making it through the storm. You've proven to yourself again that you're strong enough for this, that you're strong. Whew. That was a pretty powerful storm there. Why were you just standing in... Why were you just standing in the storm? You know, you don't have to prove your strength by going through storms. You can feel them little by little. You don't have to feel them all at once. Like I said, never going to let you go too deep and get lost. I've got you. You've got this. I'm so proud of you. Even though that was scary, terrifying, you still did it. You still said, I got this. I can do this. And I believe you. I believe you that any storm that comes your way, you've got this. I love you. I love you so much. And I'm so proud of you. You're never alone. Never. I'm gonna be right here by your side, always and forever. We will dance in the rain. We will dance with the stars. We will dance underneath the moon. We will dance underneath the sunlight. I always believed in you. I always believed that you had the strength to get through this. I always believed in you. I was always there, telling you you've got this. I was always there reminding you that you're strong enough. I was always there to remind you that this storm is only temporary. I know it feels like it's going to last forever, but it's not. But whenever it does feel like it's going to last forever, take my hand. When these storms feel like they're going to last forever and they're getting too strong for you, take my hand. Let's float back up to the surface. When things get too heavy, I'm always here. Loving you, supporting you, and cheering you on. I've always been there celebrating your small wins and your big wins. Because in order to be able to see what a big win is, you first have to identify the small wins. Deciding to keep going, that may seem insignificant to you, but it's not. You choosing to love every single day, that takes strength. Even though you've been pushed and shoved and pushed, You still choose to love. What are you worried about? You've proven time and time and time again to yourself, to us, that you're strong enough, that you will choose you every single time. You understand that you can't save everybody. Not everyone will take your hand. You have to accept that now. You have to accept. You can reach your hand out, but they won't grab it. You have to know when to keep going, to take shelter. I know we want to bring every single person that we know with us. I feel it. I feel this intense feeling of wanting to take everybody with you. Why can't everyone come with me? They all deserve to go past this storm. But the thing is, you may be the only one in the storm. You may be the only one seeing and feeling the storm. They may have ignored the signs. But you feel them. You see them. And by you choosing you, they will choose themselves. You don't have to prove your strength to me. I can sit here. I can sit right here with you, afloat. You know, I know when things get really tough, sometimes we convince ourselves that we're all alone, that no one will come and save us. But you don't really think that. You don't really believe that. Something made you believe that you were all alone. something made you feel so small and so powerless. But what? It's time to remember that you're not small and you're not powerless. You've never been small and powerless. You've always been so bright and so powerful and so amazing. That even through any storm, you have a smile on your face. You have this huge grin on your face. Because you know it's going to pass, no matter how scary and chaotic it gets. It's going to pass. And even if it feels like it's going to last forever, it's not just your storm, it's our storm. Because whatever you can't handle, that's what I'm here for. That's why I come here with you. Because I can tell when the storm gets too heavy. I can tell when the storm gets too chaotic. I can tell when you're about to lose yourself. And I won't let that happen. I won't let you lose yourself. Not today, not ever. You're safe now. You've always been safe. You've always been safe. I love you so much. I can't. You've made it to the other side. Can you believe it? I can. I kept seeing how determined you were towards the things that didn't serve you. So I knew that as soon as you found yourself, you were going to become so determined. So determined to choose you. I kept seeing you pick things up and say, this is it. Putting all of your love and all of your attention to this. And you would just give a little bit of love to yourself. And I kept telling you, put it down. Put the thing down and jump. And you would jump, but you wouldn't set it down. So nothing could crumble. Because you were still holding on. You were still holding on. And then you finally set it down with so much love and said, all of my love that I've put into this has not gone to waste. Because I know how much I can love something. So I'm going to direct all of that love to myself because I deserve it. I deserve all of this love. You deserve every drop of your own love. You deserve so much love because of all the love you've given out. It's your turn. It's your turn to experience all of this love, to see love all around you. You're going to see love in everything because you finally see the love inside of yourself. I'm so proud of you. Yeah, I'm so proud of you. You did it. Now let's just sit here and catch our breath. Because that storm was pretty powerful. But I knew we were going to be okay. I had a feeling we were going to be okay. And I'm so glad you trusted me. I love you.